Buy an Audi TT, they said. It'll be so much fun. So much fun that you're gonna have to take the bumper off to get the headlights out. All right, so I'm gonna wait for my buddy Corey to show up so he can help me take this bumper out without dropping it on the ground. In the meantime, we're gonna go up to the office and have the first episode. I'm super excited about this, the reintroduction of the weekly discussion. So let's get to it.
I cannot really been addicted to you. All of my attention I've been giving to you.
All right, guys, so it has been a hot minute since we've been up in the office together, so welcome. I think today's topic is going to be very interesting. We're going to be talking about why Toyota has taken so long to get turbo technology back into some of their vehicles, like, say, Ford has. So I'm going to grab something to drink, get situated, and we're going to talk about this. All right, so you guys, once again, welcome back to the office. I'm super excited to bring these videos back, and what this is going to be is a reincarnation of sorts of our weekly discussions videos that we did years ago. If you've been around the channel for a while, you'd remember that I usually film those in the car on my way to the Toyota dealership in the morning. I spent 8 years at the Toyota dealership. 2 years I was in the Quick Lube Express lane while I was in tech school. The remaining 6 years I was there, I was a main shop technician for Toyota, ending my time there doing mostly trade-in cars and stuff like that. Now, if you are interested in a job in auto repair, getting into the industry, being a technician, I highly 100% recommend being at a dealership, at least when you're starting out. Doesn't mean you got to stay there forever, but I got to go to Toyota training, I got online training, they paid for my ASEs, I had an apprenticeship, that's a story for another day, but all of these things really help you grow in your career. And then, as you may or may not know, back in August of this year, I actually left the dealership to pursue an independent automotive career working for myself. So between the automotive YouTube videos that I provide on this channel and doing repairs in my shop, that's how I generate income now. I work for myself. My auto repair business is actually licensed under my YouTube channel, as you can see on the work shirt here. But today what I wanted to bring back with the first weekly discussion video was, why did it take Toyota so long to get turbo technology back into their vehicles? Now, before you go off in the comments, I know that you could say, well, the new Supra has a turbo. Yes, but that was also a joint venture with BMW. I'm talking about getting turbo technology into their passenger cars, much in the way that Ford has with the Ecoboost. Now, in my time at Toyota, especially the last couple years, we knew this stuff was coming. All of us technicians knew that Toyota was working on getting turbo stuff into their passenger vehicles. Think of cars like the Highlander, the Sienna, the Tundra, which now, and I really personally think that Toyota made a mistake with the Tundra because that's the only option. There is no V8 for the Tundra anymore. But what I wanted to discuss was, why did it take Toyota so long to get Ecoboost technology, much like Ford has? Chevy's integrated a lot of turbo stuff too, and I think the reason is, now, if I had to pick a domestic brand to recommend, it would be Ford 100%. And Ford is a very innovative company. I mean, look what they've done with the Shelby name, with some of the Mustangs, flat plane crank in the GT350, the GT500, the Mach-E, love it or hate it, and all the Ecoboost technology that's come out in the F-150s, the ST Focus, Fiesta. All of that stuff is really cool. The problem is, Ford, being a more exciting company, doing more fun and innovative stuff, they are not taking the time to battle test all of this technology. I know of a family friend of mine that has a brand new Ecoboost pickup. The rear end went out. I know that has nothing to do with the turbos, but he also had problems with cam sensors. He had a turbo replaced, exhaust manifolds. I think they replaced an entire cylinder head. I know for sure they replaced 2 camshafts. This is a brand new truck. And I think that's where you have to think. Toyota has always been a brand that is very battle tested. They're very conservative, albeit they had the Supra, the MR2, the all-track Celicas, but that was like a thing of the past. And Toyota always knew that they make the most money when they make reliable passenger vehicles and utilitarian vehicles. Look at all other parts of the world, Australia, the Middle East, all they drive is Toyotas because they are so damn reliable that they know they're not going to break. And when you're out in the middle of the desert, there is no spot to bring your vehicle to get it fixed. So they rely on that good old Toyota reliability to get them by. And companies like Ford, yeah, they're coming out with all of this awesome technology, and it's incredible technology. I mean, look at the power that the Ecoboost pickups, you know, the ST Focuses and Fiestas, look at the power that they are able to produce and just the ingenuity that they have. Look at the Focus RS, look at the Ecoboost Mustang. You know, all of these things are great, but they have a lot of issues. When I was doing trade-ins at the Toyota dealership, we would get Ecoboost pickups traded in all of the time, and they would have turbo problems, they would have catalytic converter problems. I think Toyota is being criticized, and I don't think they should be, because I think what Toyota did is take the time to really dissect everything that they were doing and know, hey, our turbo stuff is going to be reliable. And we all knew it was coming. All of us Toyota technicians knew it was coming, because you could see Lexuses in the last few years come in with turbos on some of their RX cars and stuff like that, and you knew that that information was going to trickle down into the Toyota stuff. Now, do I think the twin turbo V6 was a mistake for Toyota to put into the Tundra? Yes and no. Yes, because it's the only option. Ford, who has been, the king in recent years of all of this turbo and EcoBoost stuff, they still put a 5.0 in their F-150 so that those hardcore enthusiasts still had a 5-liter V8 option, right? Not necessarily a 5-liter, but just a naturally aspirated V8. And the other thing is, so Toyota didn't do that. Toyota, your only two options for the new Tundra, a hybrid twin turbo and a non-hybrid 12-volt system twin turbo V6. So there is no V8 option anymore. And the 5.7, yeah, it had cam tower and front cover issues, but that was really it. We didn't really see that many issues with that V8. And do I think Toyota is going to have a more reliable engine? Yes. Think of the years that have gone by since Ford has introduced all of this turbo technology in their cars. Think of the problems they are still having. I think they rushed it to the market, which is a good and a bad thing. It shows that they're not scared to try something. It shows that they're innovative, and the EcoBoost isn't all bad. But Toyota's taken that decade that it took them to watch Ford do these things and develop their twin turbo technology, their turbo technology, and Toyota isn't going to sacrifice their reputation as being a reliable company, and that is why I think it has taken so long. I think when it comes out, it's going to be really good. It's going to be very reliable, more reliable than the stuff that Ford has put out. I think it's going to be designed better. Again, this is all my personal opinion. I think they screwed up not having a V8 option for Tundra fans. I mean, personally, I would buy an older Tundra and drive that before I would buy this twin turbo V6 thing, because anytime you take a smaller displacement engine and cram a bunch more air and essentially get a bunch more horsepower out of it, I don't care how long you spent developing this engine and making the technology great. I think if there's going to be a company to do it well, it's going to be Toyota. But anytime you're cramming all this extra air and getting all this extra power out of a smaller displacement engine, you're going to shorten the life of that engine, on top of being just more complicated. I wouldn't buy a new EcoBoost F-150. I'd drive mine first. Mine just turned over 280,000 miles today, but it's a simple V8 that's not working that hard.
I don't know what was wrong with them doing the old school V8 thing. Like, this thing's ugly as shit and it gets really bad gas mileage, but at least it's still running.
Now, I feel like a broken record saying that I think Toyota is going to be the one to battle test all of this technology, and I think that's why Toyota also gets flack for being kind of a boring company. They come out with something and it's not crazy. I mean, look at the TRD Pro. It's a great truck. It looks nice, but is it comparable directly to the Raptor? No, Toyota was a little more conservative with that. They're kind of we built something reliable and good, why would we ruin it by cramming a bunch more power or just making it cooler? So Toyota has never really been about that. But even if you look at, say, the Supra venture with BMW, at a certain point, foreign laws said that Toyota, they had to go their separate ways. They couldn't continue to develop the car together. And Toyota actually took every part of that straight six and dissected it, and they would send parts to BMW and be like, no, we don't think this is up to our quality standards. We want it thicker. We want it made better, whatever it was. It's not strictly a BMW engine. Do I think that Toyota is going to do the fun things with all their turbo technology like Ford does? No, I don't think they are, because Toyota knows that if they just make reliable transportation and continue to uphold their reputation of being up here when it comes to quality standards, they're going to sell cars, and this is where they make most of their money, not with their fun stuff. How many Supras, BRZs, FRS, whatever, how many of those cars do you see? Not very many, because Toyota didn't sell a whole lot of them, and that's not where their focus is. So I don't think it'll ever trickle down in the same sense and be as fun as Ford has it. But I do think that Toyota's technology is going to be far more reliable, because they do not want to ruin that reputation. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed the reintroduction of the weekly discussion videos. We are going to be dropping these every single Friday, so make sure you leave me a comment down below. I try to get back to everybody, and I look forward to doing another one of these next week. We are still going to be doing our normal Sunday uploads, as well as adding a tool review or a repair type video on Tuesdays. So if that's something you're interested in, you're not already subscribed, hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you're notified every time we upload. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you soon.